Whoa! Today was crazy. Woke up, went to church with my grandparents. All was well. Went to Dyer's, which is like a really good meat and three kind of a place. Anyway, did a little exploration with the grandparents down the road they hadn't been on before, and then came back and I'd take my grandparents from the parking garage at church out to where we go eat, and then back to the parking garage. I back it into the handicap space, and then I go to my car, which is in the same garage. Well, I left my keys in the front seat of their car. Interestingly enough, they don't have a cell phone that they use. Okay, and then as I was walking in my car, which luckily was actually really close to my grandparents' car on the first floor, because somebody left just as I was coming in, like at 10:30. Church starts at 10:30. It was like 10:31. Anyway, it was very fortunate because I realized, oh, I don't have my keys, and so I turn around and I like see, I'm like, oh no, and so I start running, and I have a pound cake in my hand because my grandparents give me like half a pound cake every week, and I'm running with the pound cake, and then I'm sprinting with the pound cake in my Sunday clothes down the hill by Moe's, and then I get to luckily the light is red at the stoplight, and I just like sprint up to their window, and they're about to turn right, and I'm like, and they're like, "Ooh, honey, oh," and I'm like, "I left my keys between your legs." And my granddad's like, "What? What?" I'm like, "No, between your legs," and he like reaches down the floorboard, and there they are. Ho ho. Anyway, it was exciting. I got my keys, and all was well. Then I came back. I got my living room like completely covered in my sail, and then I put all my telltales on there and took the old ones off, and then I put my new battens in and like made some minor repairs, patches, whatnot, and then I was gonna go patch up the hole in my boat, and turns out it was super windy, so I went sailing instead. And it was, when I say super windy, I mean super windy, like constant whitecaps all over the water, big swells once I got out to the big part, and then it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. There was a guy in a catamaran. He capsized, but I was going over to him to help him. It was out kind of in view of Secret Beach, and as I was going out to help him, I realized there's no way I can help this guy. I'm doing everything I can just to keep my boat from capsizing. I'm not going to be able to like stop what I'm doing to give him help, that's impossible. So some guy came over in a real boat and picked up his mast and flipped him back upright, and he had a dog with him, though. The guy sailing had a dog on the catamaran with him. It was pretty cool. Big German shepherd, ovejero alemán in Spanish. And then anyway, I was plowing through the water. Like I couldn't even keep my mainsail full of air because it would just dump me over immediately if I did that. So it's kind of like sailing less efficiently, but you do what you can just to keep the boat in the water. And then I was hiked out by my ankles, just hanging on literally by my ankles with the hiking strap. And like honestly, back like this, the guy Rob that was in the catamaran was like, at one point all I saw was your kneecaps. I didn't even see you. Anyway, but it's really fun. I have a fun little boat. It was leaking, but I just put a piece of duct tape as a temporary patch. And and I installed a pirate flag on top of my mast. So I used what I was once using as battens, the twisters for the blinds in my room. I stole all those and put them as temporary battens. A batten is just like a big flexible stick that you put into these slots in your sail to keep it stiff. Anyway, I stuck one of those with this pirate flag on top, skull and crossbones, into the top of the mast, and so it's like on top of everything. It's really exciting. Anyway, so fun. And then there's a couple girls out there, Emily and Tatiana, and they were like beasting it in the 420s. They were like hiking out, as far as you could possibly go themselves, and keeping their boat upright. It was great. Anyway, a lot of fun. Really great day for sailing. I didn't even realize it was going to be that good. Oh, and at one point, the water starts to feel warmer than the air because it just gets a little chilly, but you feel warm and you're like totally just like, doing everything you can. It's like this insane bicep workout, ab workout, My calf muscles, interestingly enough, were super sore when I was done, but your quads get worked out. Somehow your tail, yeah, no, definitely all the squatting. Your butt gets worked out. It is great to sail in a windy day. Even your grip, like in your hands, it's just like, because you're just gripping the rope and the tiller extension in one hand, and it's like, oh, it's crazy. So once I got out to Secret Beach, there's this one little cove 2 miles from where you start, and from there I like hop in the water, take a break, just get some relief, if you will, and then hop back in and sail back. And it's so intense, but it's really fun. Just cruising across the water. Oh, whew. Anyway, I'm about to go to a man night, game night. Good fun. I cooked supper for myself again tonight. I'm mastering this George Foreman thing, and anyway, man, I have one meal I know how to cook now, and it's pretty good. So I keep making it, but I've learned that it's really not good for you to continue to make the same meal over and over and over. It's not really good for you. But my buddy called me today, and he said, "Hey, Jordan, congratulations on graduating. Interestingly enough, did you know that your phone has an option? It's not like press 5 and go to voicemail, but you have a press 4 option and have a fax taken." And so I didn't realize that you could, he says, "I didn't realize you could fax messages to you on your phone," and so that's really interesting. I'd love to know more about that. Anyway, I've never gotten a fax on my phone, but if anyone wants to send me a fax, I'd be curious to see what happens. Woo! Okay, I'm wearing a V-neck. And that reminds me, I've got to get my sister in One Take Wonder soon for getting me the classic polo set up. And the public service announcement of the day would be, always wear a life jacket when you're sailing by yourself in high winds, because if you were to fall out, chances are, something like the boom could have smacked you in the face, and then you might need the life jacket to keep you alive. It's just a good rule of thumb, because out in the middle of the lake you could sink really deep. So always wear your personal flotation device. Make sure it's Coast Guard approved, up to date. Make sure it's not having foam fall out the sides, no holes in it. Everything needs to be fitting correctly and worn properly. And yeah, and that's it. Okay, it was a fun day, really exciting stuff. About to go eat a bunch of hummus and pita with my buddy David Christopher, and maybe play some manly games of strategy games like Risk or something. I don't know. We'll see ya.